Hey sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Nanya Sim, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. Today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a video an Asian woman made saying that she is not ever going to sit down and watch some people like race traders. You know, a lot of Asians or a lot of them actually thought that black people were the ones, their major problem, the ones like stopping their goodness and mercies coming towards them, the ones that have been blocking their all everything that it's supposed to come to them, because that was what they thought. They thought it is all us, like, blocking all their things. I don't know, but it's really amazing how they woke up with that and they thought like, affirmative action benefited all of, like, way more. That was why they tried so hard to, like, see how they can cut that. And then they found out that eventually who have been benefiting more out of it. And now Trump is actually saying that he has been working hand in hand, like he has worked hand in hand with black people, trying to create freedom, trying to create job, trying to, like, And I am asking, when did job? Because I never heard of that. If I have heard of it, I definitely will not even come. I definitely will know. And if Trump has really been working hand in hand with black community to, like, to stabilize black people or black Americans, according to get jobs, to, like, invest in black community, I am sure black people will not be, like, not wanting you. They absolutely will want you to come for the next term and all that. But you are lying, brother. There was never a time you work hand in hand with black community. Let's get into this video.
When Asian Americans are attacking affirmative action and DEI and standing for socioeconomic entitlement to the exclusion of others, especially Black Americans, who paved the way for the civil rights that we have here in the United States, and including lower income, recent arrival, and especially Southeast Asian Americans, I will fight against that all day, every day, because regardless of race, it's what's right. But fortunately for me, multiple polls from multiple sources over multiple years have consistently shown that a majority of Asian Americans across most Asian demographics support affirmative action. So it's looking like the Asian Americans who are attacking affirmative action and DEI are in fact the traitors. And this becomes especially apparent when you look at the organizations that are bringing these Asian American cases against affirmative action. Like Edward Bloom of Students for Fair Admission, who had been attacking affirmative action in higher education for decades to no avail with white plaintiffs, he brought the cases against Harvard and UNC using Asian American plaintiffs. And the Pacific Legal Foundation, which was founded by members of Ronald Reagan's welfare reform team, who brought the lawsuit against Thomas Jefferson High School. And the Manhattan Institute, which filed amicus briefs against affirmative action in the Harvard, UNC, and Thomas Jefferson cases. Now, without infantilizing the Asian Americans who have signed on to be represented by those organizations, they have autonomy, they know what they are doing. But those are not Asian American-led organizations. Those are white-led conservative and libertarian organizations. And if the plaintiffs knew their history, they would be aware that those organizations represent people who only care about Asian Americans insofar as they can use this as a wedge to cause harm to Black Americans. Now contrast that with Asian Americans Advancing Justice, one of several Asian American-led organizations who filed amicus briefs in favor of affirmative action in the Harvard, UNC, and Thomas Jefferson cases. So it's looking like it is the Asian Americans who are attacking affirmative action and DEI, knowing that their actions are causing harm to Black Americans and lower income, recent arrival, and especially Southeast Asian Americans, who are in fact the race traitors.
Unlike racist Joe Biden, I've spent my entire life working hand in hand with Black Americans to create jobs, build buildings, invest in our communities, and expand opportunity and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. And we have. I built a lot of buildings, and I want to tell you, a Black worker is a great worker. You've done an incredible job. They've done an incredible job.
It was 1963 in New York City, and Maxine Brown, a nurse, was looking for a place to live. She applied for an apartment owned by Donald Trump's father, Fred.
I was turned away because of my color.
While at the time Donald was only 17, he was already involved in the company. Stanley Leibowitz was the rental agent who took Maxine's application.
Fred Trump came into my office with his son Donald at his side. I asked him what I should do with the application of Miss Brown. He told me at that time to take the application and put it in the desk drawer, as he does not rent to people of color, utilizing the N-word And Donald shook his head, agreeing with his father.
By 1967, state investigators reportedly found out that out of some 3,700 apartments in Trump Village, only 7 were occupied by African American families. By 1973, Donald Trump was the president of Trump Management. Annette Gandy Fort, a teacher, applied to a different Trump building.
I was black. I was not wanted. I don't think that it looked good in their estimation to have black people living in their facility.
She says there is no doubt in her mind that Donald Trump continued the practices of his father. The Department of Justice alleged a Trump employee was instructed to write C in order to indicate that the prospective tenant was colored.
The super said that there were no apartments, and that was not true.
Donald started his career back in 1973 being sued by the Justice Department for racial discrimination.
Annette was part of that lawsuit.
We, along with many, many other companies throughout the country, as a federal lawsuit, were sued. We settled the suit with no admission of guilt. It was very easy to do.
Court records show it actually wasn't so easy to do. 3 years after the settlement, the Department of Justice went back to court saying Trump was not complying with the settlement agreement. 4 years later, the Trump Organization was again taken to court in a class action lawsuit alleging a pattern of racial discrimination, some 20 years after Maxine Brown was turned away. The Trump Organization and several other landlords settled the class action in 1984. Sheila Morse was one of the white testers who was sent into a Trump building a day after a black applicant was told no apartments were available.
When I got there, the superintendent greeted me with open arms. Oh, yes, come, I'll show you the apartment.
Morse was offered a 2-bedroom apartment. Annette Fort says she would never have spoken up if Donald Trump had not tried to brush off his company's bad behavior.
I think it's important that history not be erased.
Cynthia McFadden, NBC News, New York.
Now, let's talk about this. The fact that I don't know how they think we are really not smart. They think we're dumb, that we don't remember, we don't know what they have done, we don't know what they are still doing to this very moment. Like, where the kind of lies some of them come out to, I don't know, I think it's just in their blood, you know. He spent his time and all that fighting for black people and the rest of it. Working hand in hand with black Americans to create what? Trump, this is a lie. You have not been doing anything. You have not been working hand in hand, because if you really have been working hand in hand with black people, trying to create jobs, trying to make life easier for black people, or trying to make opportunities, freedom, and all that for black people, trust me, black people, mostly all black, majority of black people will come out and praise you like never before. They will come out and vote for you. They will come out and stand by you. But Trump, all these are lies. You are lying. That is not like, how can he come out to say that he has been working hand in hand to make sure that, this is a very fat lie. A very fat one. And look at that black woman who also testified about how she was discriminated and the rest of it. It's really awesome. Now, let me keep saying this. When they start, I don't know. I think their lie is they just continuously keep lying, because I don't see how people wake up to do things like this. And you are lying. He's just lying to get the votes, and then after the votes, that is the end of it. Let's make America great again. As if it was ever great for people that look like me. It was never and ever great for anyone that looks so much like me. So what exactly are we trying to make great again? Because this whole thing is just really a mess, And then coming to the Asians, the fact that they actually thought black people are their major problem, or the fact that they thought that we are, they actually thought that black people are the ones blocking their goodness and mercies. Black people are the ones blocking all the law that they are supposed to. The way they actually woke up to think about, I don't even know how they woke up to think about that. I don't even know how they woke up to thought about that. I don't even know how that even crossed their mind, that black people have, because I don't know, everybody think black people is the one blocking them and the rest of it. So if they were the ones blocking you people from like affirmative action and all that, would black people really be all out when things happen in your community and the rest of it? Race traders. It's just really amazing. But I love the fact that a lot of them are waking up, understanding that they are using them as monolith, because they are using them, they are using them as pawns. Because if they are not being used as pawns, how would somebody want to, kick again? Just like what is going on in our community is also affecting most of them. I know, it's affecting them too. But they would rather stick with the other side instead of coming together to chase what is chasing us. It's really sad. And yeah, see you all in my next video. Bye for now.